I'll start talking.
Why do you get to start talking?
Do you know what you're going to say?
No.
Okay, maybe that's why I'm going to start talking. Welcome to Dilks Musk. Two brothers, JD and my brother Chris here. Chris is still getting used to podcasting, and I have a few different shows all over the place. So Chris wanted to start a podcast with me, just messing around. And I figure if the Kelsey brothers can do it, so can't we?
We're on the same level as them.
When?
We're right there. Like
size?
Maybe like a tier.
I am like Jason Kelsey if my BMI was at 0.
What's it at? Like 1?
2.
Okay, got it.
Actually, they don't even tell me those things anymore.
What is BMI?
Bariatric metric.
No, don't.
Indicator.
Spell Versace.
F-O Sachi. There's going to be a lot of references to movies. We talk in movie quotes. We try not to, but it still happens. And if you don't know where Versace comes from, you might as well just change the channel now because you're not going to get any of our jokes.
None of them.
F-O Sachi.
How do you have such a good angle?
Because my camera isn't a phone and it's like sitting in one spot.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah, so I mean that makes a difference when you can just sit your. Like I said, he's still getting used to this whole entire thing. We're gonna go off topic. There's not really gonna be any topics. It's pretty much a show about nothing, bullshit, us telling stories growing up. We're both dads. He has a 2-year-old. I have an almost 9-year-old. So we definitely have some things that we can relate to each other about still to this. I always felt that we were really completely different people for a really long time, and we still are. But the problem is that we're brothers, so we're still exactly alike.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds and the worst.
It's like I'm Hawaii and you're Japan. We, lay the map flat, and you're a million miles away.
Yeah.
You make it into a globe.
You're right there.
We're right there at the different spectrums of people.
You a geographist now? Is it geography? You got it.
Geography. I almost said geography.
Yeah, but who's the person who studies geography?
Maps.
No.
A map guy.
Got it. MapQuest.
Wait, is our sister having twins or were they joking?
I hope they're joking and they're not just saying that. It was Austin, so.
It was Austin, and he did have a plate full of tacos, so maybe they meant he's giving birth too.
Maybe.
He's eating for 2 also.
I see the 4th Ave sign that was mine that I gave to you generously.
You can't see it because it's down on the ground. Behind me is Psych.
Yeah.
That's Psych. Mikey painted me that. Mikey painted that. Mikey painted that. Mikey painted this. Legendary woman who started the Comedy Store.
Pauly Shore's mother.
Pauly Shore's mom, Mitzi Shore. That is her up on my wall. That's a Joe Rogan, Tom Segura, Bert Kreischer thing. Mr. John Belushi's autograph right there.
I gotta get some stuff. If I'm gonna set myself up right here, I gotta get some stuff above me.
Well, nothing's above me.
Behind
me, yeah.
Yeah.
I got right here. Blam.
Oh man.
That is my Mount Rushmore of comedians. Which, in case you're wondering who my top 4 are, I went Carlin, Seinfeld, Pryor, Chappelle.
Sam Kinison is better than all of them.
No, he's not. Sam Kinison was a different kind. Like me and you, it's a spectrum. Sam Kinison was on a whole different level of. He wasn't doing comedy. He was a preacher who was telling jokes.
Yeah, but
he was literally. He was a reverend. He's a preacher. Like
he deserves to be on that mountain.
He's not on the Mount Rushmore because he only lasted like 4 years before he died in a car accident.
4 great years.
I know, but my point is George Carlin. Okay, who am I taking off? Let's go through the list right
Okay,
now.
go to it.
Okay, George Carlin. Can I take him off the list?
No, you
No,
can't.
you can't. 7 dirty words you can't say. He
I
literally, Carlin has to stay.
Got it.
Jerry Seinfeld. He started in. Stop. Did you ever know Jerry Seinfeld is in half the comedians that are out there
Okay.
today?
You got it. That one.
He started Jerry Seinfeld was on Seinfeld for 9 years and was making buku money,
Yeah.
and he's worth like $970 from his
Got it.
comedy.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty good,
Pretty good.
and he's still telling jokes, and he's a clean comedian. And it's harder to be a clean comedian. It's easier to be a dirty comedian and tell fuck jokes.
Oh, we're cursing on this?
Yeah, we're cursing. So
We're cursing.
yeah, so it's easier to go up there and say fuck this, fuck that, ha 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 ha. But it's harder to work clean. And Seinfeld has always worked clean.
Okay, who else
Okay.
is on it?
Richard Pryor.
Okay, legend.
Who then that legend spawned Dave Chappelle.
How is Eddie Murphy not on that?
Because he had 2 good comedy specials and won't go back to doing stand-up because he's too afraid.
Sir.
He had 2 good stand-up specials.
And, yeah, not 2 just good.
No, they're good.
Great.
No, they're good. They were great in the time, but they're good looking back on it. They didn't age well.
Stop.
They didn't age well.
You sound ridiculous.
All I know is that Eddie Murphy only did 2 good comedy specials, and he doesn't belong on this. Who would you take off for Eddie Murphy?
Let me see it again. I would take off Dave Chappelle.
You're crazy.
For Eddie Murphy.
You're crazy.
I would take off. I would put Eddie Murphy above Dave Chappelle.
I think this is a stand-up comedy thing.
He has one of the most iconic
Raw. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that. Raw was really good. But so is The Machine by Bert Kreischer. That was really good. There's a lot of really good stand-up specials out there. Some comedian, Dave Chappelle, put 2 out in a matter of 2 months, and they both won Emmys.
JD, all I'm saying is Eddie Murphy belongs on it more than Dave Chappelle.
And all I'm saying on it is that's why it's my Mount Rushmore and not yours.
I would have Sam Kinison. I would agree on George Carlin and Richard Pryor. I would agree on that. But Eddie Murphy belongs on it than Dave Chappelle. Agree to disagree.
No, I can't even agree.
Agree to disagree. We'll agree to disagree.
I can't even agree to that. So we're gonna bounce around.
I digress.
This isn't getting solved. Usually what happens is Chris and I will have these arguments while we're on the phone with each other because we talk almost every day. I would say we talk.
Yeah.
We live about 3 hours away from each other. So if you don't know us and you're watching or listening, we live about 3 hours away. We lived together as roommates for like 4 years. And we have a lot of stories about, I named Chris. Literally, I'm 3 years older. And you're lucky that I wasn't like on a Sesame Street or else you'd be Oscar or some shit.
That's not a bad name either. I would have taken Oscar.
Oscar would have had an A.
Oh, that's a sensitive subject.
Okay, get into it then.
Okay, well, I think
how does your version of this story go?
I think we were on vacation. We
were on a road trip to like Montana because Mom had a cell phone.
Yeah, and I want to say I was like 8 or 10. Is that a good age range? Because Jessica was.
You might have been like 12.
12.
Maybe. Yeah, you were not age.
And it was silent, so obviously I was talking to myself in my mind. And I thought of everyone in the family having A's in their name. And then I went to second cousins. still all A's in their name. And now we figured out that I was the only one.
Well, because after you went through the immediate family and cousins,
Mom started diving into her cousins and family members.
Yeah, she was making calls to see. I remember she called one of our aunts in Virginia or Montana,
Alaska.
Alaska. We don't have to say names.
Yeah.
So Mom called one of her cousins to see who she married and what his middle name was.
And I believe it had an A.
It did have an A.
Yeah.
Chris was the only one that didn't have it. A middle. There's a whole. Get used to this, people. Chris's middle child syndrome is over the charts, off the charts.
Well, it's a true thing. It's a real thing.
So Chris's middle child syndrome told him that this was because
there was reasoning behind it. Yeah.
But what if you were the baby? What if there was no Jessica, and you were the baby? You would have been like, "Oh, I have no A's in my name because I'm special."
I don't know. We can't play this what if game.
I can play this what if game all day long.
We can't play because we do have a little sister. And I am the middle child.
All right. I'll give you that much.
Just like, okay, you want to dive into a topic?
Yeah.
How my daughter has now the best eyes in the entire family. And you are so upset.
You just want to make me look bad right off the bat.
You are so upset that
you want to make me look bad. So, she has the eyes in the family.
No, the best.
Serge has the bluest.
No.
Her eyes are like going to the Gulf of Mexico. It's so crystal clear blue. I think she has beautiful blue eyes.
Nicest eyes as a Dilks born child.
She doesn't have the best eyes in the family.
See, I would get the family involved, but you say that is shenanigans and
you
malarkey.
See that?
I have hazel eyes.
Some beautiful. Yeah, I know what you have.
Behind these hazel eyes, Kelly Clarkson. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, I saw Hazel. I saw Hazel.
There's songs about blue eyes. There's like 20 songs about blue eyes.
Oh, and there's also Blue Skies.
Blue Skies.
I don't know. I heard it in a movie once. Diamond Forever.
If we asked the family, everyone would say her.
That's because everyone is not me, and everyone would say her because she's the baby.
Don't do this ageism thing.
I think if Jessica were on the line, she would take my side.
That's hilarious.
I think Aunt Jessica, she's been a huge supporter of my eyes for many years. Because for many years, no. You told me for many years that Jessica had the best eyes. And then Jessica had to tell you, no, JD does.
Yes, you do. You had.
Have. Present tense.
You had the best eyes.
You're going to make me just look bad. She's 2. And I'm trying to say is I got better eyes than you.
Tell it to her.
I will tell it to her next time we talk. I'll tell her tomorrow.
Good.
I'm going to show up tomorrow. And
are you coming here in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so be ready. We're leaving here. I don't know if it's going to be just me or Mikey. As of right now, Mikey's coming.
Cool.
So we're visiting tomorrow for probably the day. Make a few stops, hit your house, Mom and Dad's, see what else is going around, and then head back up to home for the night.
Courtney and I are having date night tomorrow night.
Oh, good.
Cheesecake Factory.
Nice.
Yeah, no big deal.
I've only had cheesecake like once in my life.
Yeah, just like you only had like mayo, never up until like 2 years ago.
They're both very true.
Yeah, which we don't believe, but.
I mean, the mayonnaise thing actually was more recent. It was in the last year.
Jenny, every cake Grandma makes, she puts mayo in.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Everyone.
No, that doesn't mean anything to me. What cakes did Grandma make that
Pound
I
cake.
ate? I never ate pound cake.
You've eaten
No,
pound cake.
I've still to this day have probably never had pound cake.
Diddy, you've had pound cake.
I haven't had pound cake, Chris. Why would I lie about this? What do I gain by lying about that?
I don't know.
Because there's nothing to gain about lying about eating pound cake or not. Never had pound cake. Never gonna have pound cake now.
You've eaten mayo now though.
Now I've had mayonnaise. Yeah, now I love it.
What about tuna fish?
Put it on my burgers and everything. Tuna fish I eat straight out of a can like a man.
No.
I went, you know what I mean, like full.
Judy, remember one of our diets?
Which one?
One can of tuna
for those
and
watching
apples a day.
For those watching, they're looking on and going, "Which side?" So I don't go on it.
Yeah. Classic.
Which diet? Apples and tuna fish.
Remember that? We were only allowed to drink coffee, eat apples and tuna fish just because that's what Christian Bale did in movies.
For the fighter. When he lost all that.
He was literally a crackhead in the movie.
And we're like, what was your diet, Chris? And Mr. Bale said, oh, I just ate tuna fish, apples, and drank black coffee all day. And we sure as shit weren't drinking black coffee all day. We were definitely still putting French vanilla in our coffee.
Yeah, we were.
Completely muting the point of even doing it in the first place. God. Because we're both heavy pourers.
Yeah.
We both don't do a light sprinkle of it. We both pour it.
It's true.
That's a Dilks Musk thing. Dad does the same thing. Dad goes heavy on the pour. I
know.
Too. I think Dad's the heaviest.
Dad does a lot.
Yeah, he
still does, yeah.
Yeah, and I do too. But I think it goes Dad, then me, then you when it comes to like
the creamer, yeah.
Who uses the most creamer? And I use a decent amount. I probably used about like this much, depending on the mug. But yeah. I can't believe you tried to make me look bad in the first episode.
Well, JD, I mean, just the facts are the facts. What does Mikey say?
Mikey says me.
Stop.
Probably. I don't need to ask her because I know.
What would happen if you asked her and she said Bria?
She's not going to say Bria. Soon, eventually, we're gonna like get party lines and get like people come on to be like, oh, I take Chris's side.
Yeah.
Or, oh, I take JD's. We can do it as a, but no, because I win. I changed my mind. I was gonna say maybe we could do it as like a poll, but then we can only do that on the audio form. We can't do it on YouTube.
I don't even know how to do that.
I win. We can do a Facebook poll later. We'll tag each other in a Facebook poll. We'll put two pictures side by side. I'll set it all up. Send me your best picture of her eyes, and then I'll put them side by side, and we'll do a Facebook poll. If you don't know, we're on Facebook under JD Dilks and Chris Dilks, and you'll definitely see us post about our show. But we'll post like this poll: who has better eyes? JD, Bria, or I don't even want to be a part of this.
Or who's funnier, JD or Chris? It's going to be Chris.
It's not even a poll. We're going to do it. And you've never even taken a stage.
I don't need to take a stage. My world is my stage.
Sir, you're not Eminem.
Quote that.
You think you're Eminem?
That was smooth.
That was by accident.
That was smooth.
That was by accident. That was the Dilks Musk.
That's a little bit of the Dilks Musk. There was a lot of flow to that.
Bring a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
See what I got back here?
I can see the burgers.
It's the neon. It's the neon burger sign from the store.
Quick question.
From the restaurant. What?
Who got you?
Who got you into Bob's Burgers?
Well, I'm pretty proud of that one.
You should be proud of that one. It's on my TV 12 hours a day, and now my kid watches it.
Well, I'm glad I got you into the show.
And I'm fully into it. I have a meme page.
No, you're invested into it.
Yeah, I am more than you are now.
Yeah.
Because you're on baby, whatever she wants to watch, she's going to watch, or she's flipping out.
Also true. She just yelled from down there.
I heard.
Hold on. Yeah, she just yelled from down there.
Yep.
Oh, good.
What are you going to get at the Cheesecake Factory?
Well, I've been looking. I've been scrolling through the old menu. I got a couple things on my eye. We have a $150 coupon, or a gift card. So I don't know what I'm gonna get.
It's like the Vows episode when they go to the fancy restaurant because of the PTO.
Yeah.
And Teddy's there, and he's hiding behind the thing because he wants to try one of their burgers.
How come I'm just under guest user and not something cool like you have?
Because I have a Skype account and you don't.
Oh, it's awkward.
So it doesn't show up on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So the final edit, it won't show up on the screen. It'll show
tomorrow. I'm gonna have a picture up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna put it randomly in your hallway and make an office like an adult. You got a barn, make an office.
It's cold out there, bro. No heat.
That's what space heaters are for.
Space heaters. There's no insulation in the barn.
Space heaters. I was joking. Get it? Because in a barn you put in space heaters. Kind of flammable. My cats.
What?
How many cats you got?
It's gotta be your bull.
It's gotta be your bull. I'm hoping some Tommy Boy fans got that.
Number one most favorite movie by far is Tommy Boy. So they will be getting a lot of.
Even if it's the same reference. Do you know how many times? Because I work for a hospital system scheduling appointments, and every time I see a patient give me the name Helen, in my head, I say, "You look like a Helen." In my head, every single time, without a shadow of a doubt, if they say their name is Helen, and if you're in person, you say your name. We did it in North Carolina.
We did.
We lived together for a year in North Carolina in Durham, downtown Durham, and we lived right by the stadium. Caught some ball games, but also we lived by the Bar Central, and this was in my drinking years, so I could put it back. And there was a girl there, and when she introduced herself to us, saying, "I'm Helen," we both in unison said,
"You look like a Helen."
At the same time.
She was cool. Was it?
Yeah, her name was Helen.
Yeah.
You almost just said, "What's her name?"
No. What was that RJ's wife?
No, it was just like a friend at a bar. She worked there. I think like she was a waitress or something like that.
Yeah. That was a fun time down there.
Until the time you almost killed me.
I knew that was coming up next. The light was green.
When?
The light was green.
The light was green when we were 100 feet away from it.
No, the light was actually green.
We were a mile away and the light was green. And then it turned red. Then it turned red for 7 minutes, and then you tried still taking the left.
7 minutes? I was like this. Oh, there's no turn on left here.
As cars were coming at me.
That was actually... Those headlights got close, fast.
I mean, I think they hit your back bumper.
No, one of them definitely tapped something. Yeah, I got a little push. A little push there.
Like, definitely something hit the back of your car.
I think it was your fault, in a way.
Why? Because I wasn't driving?
No. I think you were distracting me or something.
Nope, because that would have came up.
No, it was me. It was me. That was when we were staying up until like We were waking up at like 2 a.m. and going to the grocery store.
Well, that's because we were unemployed for like 2 weeks before we before we left. We were unemployed for like 2 or 3 weeks, and we were waiting to move out. And yeah, there was one night at like 2 or 3 a.m. we decided we were gonna make
Pulled pork.
pulled pork. Because in North Carolina, all of their pulled pork is a lot fresher. You know, we lived near Smithfield, where they had some of the best barbecue in the area in the whole state.
Remember the first day we moved down there? It was 105 with like 98% humidity. I didn't think we were making it.
I don't know how I made it to be honest with you. I don't know how I did that move in 2 days.
When we were moving, we were soaked in sweat, and then remember our AC unit? The ice dropped on my head.
Every night there was like something wrong with the vents.
They would freeze up, and
we would also jack the air down to like 55 degrees. like we're renting a hotel room for the night. And all of a sudden, when we would freeze out the air conditioning vent, I would hear dun dun dun, and then I would hear what the fuck. Oh my god.
Our neighbors would crack. They said they would listen to us argue and just be cracking up.
Yeah, we lived in an old cigarette factory. If you don't know, when we moved down there, we moved into like these luxury kind of apartments because it's North Carolina compared to North Jersey or South Jersey. It was gonna be cheap as hell no matter what we did, and we were getting apartments for way cheaper down there than we would in New Jersey. And so we got this like luxury apartment, but it used to be a cigarette factory that was converted.
It was an awesome apartment.
I mean, yeah, 20-foot high ceilings.
Remember shirts optional? And I took my shirt off, and a whole entire family walked by, and I was right in the big window.
We had these two giant windows that used to be where the delivery bay would pick up the cigarettes. And so it was like these two giant ass windows that were like, I don't know, like the arch.
The arch windows, yeah.
Yeah, arch windows. And he goes, all right, I'm going shirts optional, rips off his shirt like Bert Kreischer. And all of a sudden, this family is taking a picture with the kid and sitting on our edge of our thing. And you're in the background, shirtless and not hairless.
Not hairless. Not hairless.
And I think that's when they realized that maybe they shouldn't have sat on this person's steps to take a picture.
Maybe. Kitty, the Papa John's calls.
Oh my god!
I missed.
I would stay at the bar because I'm an alcoholic, and I can say that because I really am an alcoholic, and I've been sober almost 3 years. So I would stay at the bar till like 3 a.m. until they told us to leave. I was staying. Chris was more responsible because he's not an alcoholic. So Chris will go, all right, I'm an adult. It's 10 o'clock. I've had enough. I'm going home. And I would say, see you later. I'm staying. And then do coke and drink for the rest of the night. Because I wouldn't ever mess around with that stuff if you were at the bar.
Yeah.
If you weren't at the bar, all bets were off. I was doing whatever. And there were so many times that I would find out in the morning that you went home, you drunkenly ordered Papa John's, and then you fell asleep.
Woke up with like 40 missed phone calls from the delivery driver.
Because you couldn't buzz your way into our building.
It was like three.
Chris was supposed to meet him at the bottom of the stairs, and that's why he was calling him over and over.
Never did it.
That happened a lot of times. I'm surprised they didn't put you on their block list.
I'm pretty sure it happened at least a dozen times. At least.
Did you wake up the other times?
No.
You just.
I'm talking. That was the ones I missed. I mean, I've ordered Papa John's and it was successful the whole entire time.
But I don't know how they still delivered to you and didn't put you on like a do not deliver list.
Well, I ordered Papa John's like 4 or 5 times a week. So the average was good. The percent wasn't bad. Out of control. That was a fun time. That wasn't. It was a short time.
You know what I miss is what's their name? Heavenly Buffalo.
Oh, the waffle fries.
They would deliver until 3:00 in the morning because, like I said, it was
Fast as light. Fast as light.
That's because they were 3 blocks away too.
I could order.
We would never walk there. We would. Our bar, that isn't there anymore. Olivia's. Our bar that we used to go to. Me 7 out of 7 nights a week. Chris 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
It was literally a 2-minute walk from our door to their front door. It was literally 2 minutes. So it was dangerous.
Dangerously close.
How close this bar was.
Yeah.
Because we never drove. We never had to do anything shady. So it was super not dangerous.
Convenient.
Yeah, it was convenient, but it was dangerous because that means I was there every single day.
We did spend. Remember the Memorial.
Well, how this is starting is Chris and I would smoke a cigarette because Chris doesn't smoke. I smoke. I would smoke a cigarette out front of Olivia's, and Chris would say to me before I went out there, "If you call in Heavenly Buffalo, I'll pay." That was always the deal: was I call and you pay, and you meet the guy.
Yeah.
So I would call in our order while I was smoking, and then I would go inside, cash out my bill for the night, walk 2 minutes home with another cigarette, and by the time I'm done that second cigarette, they would be pulling up with the food. And their wings were the best wings.
So
to this day, I haven't had better wings, boneless wings.
I think I can't even tell you the amount of money we spent at Olivia's.
I remember we tried doing the math one day, didn't we?
Well, that Memorial Day weekend, we spent $1,200 at Olivia's, and then
Memorial Day weekend.
Labor Day
weekend.
We spent $1,200, and then they gave us a free meal for spending $1,200. I was like,
you know how many shots we did that whole entire time? I mean, and then you were drinking what?
Jack Daniel's honey.
Jack honey.
Yeah.
Chris would always try to bribe the bartenders to leave the bottle for him, and he even offered to buy a bottle, and they said no.
Smart.
And yet I'm the alcoholic. What the fuck?
Well, aren't you born with tendencies of addiction?
Yeah, they say it's nothing to do with nature versus nurture. It's none of that. You and I were raised in the same house.
Yeah.
I'm an alcoholic because I started drinking at 11, which doesn't make you an alcoholic. That was just the first time I had a drink. But I remember when I was 12, my friend died. He was hit by a car, and I didn't know how to process his death besides going silent and saying, like, oh, if I drink, it'll take away this pain.
Yeah.
And that is the day that you start drinking alcoholically, because you're drinking not to
stop something.
You're drinking to stop a feeling or an emotion that you're supposed to be You're supposed to feel grief. You're supposed to feel loss. It's a visceral feeling that you're supposed to feel. And I was numbing it by drinking. So you can outdrink me any day of the week. Austin, Jess, you all can outdrink me any day of the week, but none of you are alcoholic, and I know that.
Yeah.
I'm alcoholic because of why I drank. You're not alcoholic because of the way you drink.
Wow.
So just to break down the difference of, why people are alcoholics or not, like, I can be the oldest of 3 and the only one close to an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So.
On a lighter note.
Yeah.
Our road trips. We'll dive into them in weeks to come.
Yeah, we have plenty of time to talk about all the road trips, but
I have a specific one.
Okay. Let me see if I can get there. Go ahead. Say something from it. Anything you could think of from it, and see if I can get it.
It's the greatest family photo we have? A full
Mississippi River.
no, a full smiles from you and I. We're talking ear to ear grinning.
I don't remember.
It was in Tennessee.
When we broke into the Kentucky Derby.
Grand Old Opera House.
And why is that your favorite picture, Chris?
Well, we're in the Grand Ole Opera House, the famous one. And you and I walked out of the doors because we were getting bored in there. They were doing like sightseeing of chairs and stuff like that. And we whipped open the door and I farted very, very extremely loud. And next to us, maybe a foot away, there was an old couple just looking up at me. And I'm like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And you and I were crying, laughing, walking away. Mom didn't know what was going on. She was so embarrassed. And Dad was crying when he found out what happened.
Yeah.
So we had some good stories.
I can't think of if that was the same time that we went into the Kentucky Derby.
It was. When we snuck onto the track.
We snuck onto the track and then we walked through all of the offices like we worked there.
Yeah.
Like that was on work.
And I think I was like 12, you were like 15, and Jess was like 9. And then remember that trend? It wasn't a trend.
You're right. No, those ages are right.
Do you remember? This is when Jess was super young and we were still immature. We're mature now. But remember the salt shaker and pepper shaker thing? How we would unscrew it and leave it on the top for the next people?
So fucked up. Like as an adult. As an adult now.
That was an adult. That was laughing at us.
I know. But as an adult now, oh my God.
You just gently rest it on the top.
Like it's so fucked up. But
for the rest of the trip, Mom would be the last one to leave and make sure all the salt and pepper shakers were tight.
We do that in Disney.
Yeah, Disney. We could talk a whole script about Disney.
I'm sure we will tell this. Like, how many times did we go together? 8?
Yeah.
Is that how many times you've been there?
Yeah. No. 7. 7 or 8. I forget.
I've been there 10 times and 2 without you.
Really?
Once was with my senior class trip because that's where we took our senior trip to.
Oh, that's weird.
And the other one was my work. I had a work trip down there in 2010.
That was another middle child experience, wasn't it? How my whole high school, I actually liked Massachusetts for high school, but we went to Newport, Rhode Island instead.
Chris is the only one that didn't graduate from the same high school as Jess and me. And Jessica and me both got to go to Disney World for our senior trips. And Chris, since he went to a school in Massachusetts, because that's where we lived at the time.
Newport, Rhode Island.
Newport, Rhode Island is what they all put their money on. I got Massachusetts right here. Where's it at? Right there.
We had a chance to go to Disney. No one wanted to go.
That's Massachusetts, right? Yeah. Yep.
Also, I have no tattoos. I
got the Goodwill Honey one. Where is it? I got a Kuna Matata.
That's my saying right there.
Where is my...
He thinks he's so cool right now, ladies and gentlemen.
10
going around.
No, what is this? October 21st, 1975. What happened?
That's when Robin Williams met his wife in Goodwill Hunting.
That's when he had to go see about a girl.
Legend.
Yeah, it was worth it.
Was it worth it?
Don't.
Not you.
Not you,
Not you,
Sean.
Sean.
Not you,
Not you,
Sean.
Sean. Not you.
I love
That's
how in the beginning of that, they're watching kids play t-ball,
yeah.
and they see a few guys sitting below them on a bench, and he's like, "You see that guy? He beat the shit out of me when I was a kid." And
Yeah.
then as they were leaving in the car, they see the guys walking. They're like, "Get out!" And Casey Affleck's like, "I'm not getting out." He goes, "Listen, if your ass isn't out there with us in 1 second, you're next.
Yeah.
I better see your ass out there." And they get out
Casey
there.
Affleck actually jacked some people up in that movie.
No, he did, but what's his name? Will Hunting sees the kid. He goes, "Hey, me! Remember, it's me, Will from kindergarten." And
Yeah,
they
and
just
punch. Yeah.
Cole cocks him.
Question:
Answer.
who would win in a fight, Liam Neeson in Taken, or Matty Damon in
Matt Damon.
Stop?
In
Liam Neeson.
the Born Supremacy movies.
Yeah, Liam Neeson has a particular set of skills.
Liam Neeson is just going to kill people and walk away. Matt Damon is not killing people, but he's still taking out people.
Liam Neeson has a particular set of skills. I just did a Liam Neeson movie that I don't know if you saw it.
But unfortunately, I hope they're listening.
Liam, first off, that's fine if they are. Liam Neeson's.
And Key and Peele.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Every time they talk about Liam Neeson, cracks me up.
But he would win. He would beat Jason Bourne. I know Jason Bourne.
No, he would. All he would do is walk up to Jason Bourne and shoot him in the head and move on to the next one.
So he would win.
Oh my god!
So he would win.
That's not winning.
How's that not winning?
It's cheating.
The point is, it's not. Tell Jason Bourne to do it too.
Jason Bourne would just like.
Oh, he's just dodging. He's dodging like
just gonna get out of the way. Just gonna like Neo from whatchamacallit. What's that? Is that movie?
Are you talking about
the Matrix? It's just real quick, out of the way.
Today,
Chris.
Keanu Reeves is also a legend.
See, and I think he even could beat Liam Neeson's.
From what's it called?
John Wick.
Stop, Titty.
Why?
John Wick is not beating Liam Neeson.
Why not?
Liam Neeson has a particular set of skills.
Yeah, to track down trafficked women through.
You don't see. John Wick is just walking around. Okay, who has a better backstory? Liam Neeson.
Not even close. We don't even know Jason Bourne's background because that's how crazy it is.
Well, Jason Bourne was built by the CIA.
Yeah, but you don't know what his previous life is or what that was like. And then you got what's the other one? John Wick lost his girl.
And the dog.
4.
Oh, well played.
I like Liam Neeson. I like the movie Taken. I haven't watched Taken 2 or Taken 3 or Taken 4 or Taken 5 or Taken 6. However many Takens there are.
How many times can someone be taken?
You stop looking. You know, they tell you 3 strikes and you're out.
One time, shame on you. Twice, shame on me.
Fool me 3 times, shame on me.
No.
Shame on you.
Don't assume things that will make an ass out of you and me.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's supposed to assume.
Where? What world?
Ass, you, and me. You got it?
I've had it.
I can't believe I joined Facebook.
Yeah, everybody. If you are friends with Chris or you want to be friends with Chris, his name's Chris Dilks.
Yeah.
Just like that. Just like you see the name Dilks Musk, which the Dilks Musk is something that is like...
Pop up.
It goes generations back.
Yeah.
Tell some of it. Of where you remember it first.
Well,
because I remember hearing it from you before anybody. But
Papa
you would talk to Pup Up more than I did.
Papa used to always say like the Dilks Musk would get you a front parking spot, or the Dilks Musk will like clear out, like when you're going up to a grocery line, a full line, someone will click on the light next to them, and that's part of the Dilks Musk. Things just happen.
You can
Papa,
make things happen.
yeah, by just our presence.
You think it was the Dilks Musk that made Pup Up wait an extra couple weeks?
For my birthday, maybe, maybe.
His last of the Dilks Musk was to give you your birthday.
Yeah, maybe. He was
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So I'm the fourth of the family. That's why I go by JD. But we're talking about our Pup Up,
yeah.
our father's father, and we all have the same name. That's why I'm JD. And it was all short for Gerald, and everyone went by Jerry, so they weren't going to call me Jerry too.
Yeah.
So Pup Up was our pup. It was our dad's dad, and
I was his
Chris
favorite.
spent. Yeah, Chris is hands down out of
Favorite.
five grandkids. Chris is
By
at the
far.
top. Not even close.
Not even a sniffle. Well, you guys sent me to church with them.
And you would like to go to church with
I
him.
did. Because we had good times. We would laugh. We would crack jokes at other people.
Yeah, see, and I chose not to have those experiences, which is why he liked you most.
Well, until his Alzheimer's got really bad and he didn't let me drive, and I didn't know how to get to the church. And I said to Grandma, "Do you think it's a good idea him driving?" And she said, "He'll be fine." I said, I'm a little nervous about this one. And we're driving. I know the church is only like 10, 15 minutes away. We're a cool 45 minutes into the drive. I'm like, Papa, where are we? We're off the island now. LBI. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is good. He's like, we're fine. We're right around the corner.
Which corner?
Where's the corner? We would go to like libraries, and we liked attention, Pop Up and I. We like to bring the crowd in. And we would go to the library. I don't know why Grandma would send us to the library. And we would rent French and Spanish movies. And we would put them in the back room, and we would blare them just until someone noticed if we were watching a different language movie. But he was cool.
I remember one time when we were in a Walmart and Pop Up wanted to do all the things you shouldn't do in a Walmart. Would like ride a bike.
Ride a bike, throw balls into other aisles. He didn't care.
No, yeah, that was part of the. Yeah, that's part of the Dilks Musk is the not giving up because I don't give a shit. I don't care either.
It's pretty funny.
And I know you don't really care either.
No, to a point. Well, I did offer you. Remember when we went to Toys R Us? I offered you $1,000 and a bailout if you tackled that Lego man, and you denied.
I know. Well, I couldn't have taken your money.
Could you imagine them putting that thing all together and someone tackling it?
There was like a 10,000 piece Lego set.
It was like 6 foot tall.
Yeah, it was right around like football, like NFL, Super Bowl, something was coming up.
They had a jersey on them.
Yeah, they definitely had a jersey on them. And yeah, he was offering me $1,000, which I was an addict back then. $1,000 would have went a long way. But I knew in my addict mind, if I accepted that $1,000, it would be gone in 3 days, and my family would be like, "How did you spend $1,000 in 3 days?" So I chose to say no graciously.
Oh, that was when we went there to try to find board games because we were getting like 3 feet of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly when it was.
Yeah.
And it was already snowing. We
had a time restraint in that store because we had about an hour before it got real bad.
Yeah, and that was the other reason. I didn't want to be sitting in jail while there's 3 feet of snow and no one can bail me out. You know what I mean? No one would have been able to leave to bail me out of jail.
No one. And it was like a Friday afternoon. Oh my God.
You guys are trying to set me up to get
Je-
murdered.
Jess was with us too.
And Austin.
Austin was with us also, wasn't he? We were
Yeah.
at the Graysbury house.
Yeah. Colleen was there during the storm, but she
Yeah.
wasn't there
Yeah.
at Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Because I remember being empty and us being the only assholes that were out in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was empty. And there was only 2 workers.
And they were like, "Why are you here? Go home so we can go home. Stop giving them a reason to keep us open."
We were looking for Monopoly. It's impossible to find the original Monopoly now.
You got to buy it online.
You could buy it online.
I'm pretty sure you can buy anything online.
Not Monopoly.
No, I'm gonna find out. Monopoly, because that doesn't sound right to me.
We also should bring up how I'm a much better Scrabble player than you. Today.
Well, you're right. There's nothing there.
You can't buy it anymore.
No, they're all like updated and new and shit,
Yeah.
but not the original. You probably have to find it on eBay or some shit.
Did you hear the Scrabble comment?
What'd you say?
How I'm a much better Scrabble player than you? Well, I have beaten you many times now.
Not many times.
A cool dozen. Baker's.
No, not
a
even
baker's
close.
dozen.
Not even close to a baker's dozen. You beat me once.
Sir.
In like an 8-year period, I was undefeated in the entire family. No,
I'm undefeated right now.
Don't serve me. I haven't been around to play. You've been playing against the likes of people that aren't up to the same skill set, maybe.
I beat Grandma now.
Stop.
I just, Jay, during
playing
the summer.
Scrabble is an art. You either got it or you don't.
I do have the art.
I'll give it to you.
I do have the art. And Taboo, you and I, what?
But I do want to play against you now.
Jenny, we're the greatest mind melt in Taboo history. We all know that.
We're brothers and who shared a lot of things and experiences.
How about Whore's Divorce?
That was the best Taboo card I ever pulled.
I know. You were trying to explain it. I'm like,
I didn't know what Whore's Divorce was.
Well, the reason why you didn't know what Whore's Divorce was because it was hors d'oeuvres. The word you were looking for was hors d'oeuvres.
I was saying Whore's Divorce.
I know. Well, you at the end of the game, because that took us up the rest of the time, you were like this. Look, Chris, it's Whore's Divorce. I'm like, that's hors d'oeuvres. So the reason why there's apps on there.
Do you think I actually would have been able to explain that word to you?
Yes. Comes prior to a meal. Hors d'oeuvres.
You got them pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to play again. It's been a while.
So you want to be partnered up with Mikey now, huh?
What sucks is I'm going to be down this weekend. Of course, Jessica's out of town again.
Courtney and I would have probably beat the brakes off you guys anyway.
When? Stop.
We would beat you in Taboo today.
Stop. Can you even play one-on-one?
Do you want to play? Can you play one-on-one?
I don't know.
Well, you would have to explain it, and I would have to guess it. I mean, we would have to.
No, yeah, we could play. We could play just two. Yeah, because we play against Austin and Jess all the time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought you meant 1v1.
No. I meant 2-on-2.
Yeah, we would beat you guys. Hot second.
It's debatable.
Well, I mind melt.
But I'm sober now, so I have a lot more of.
Well, I would just say in the beginning of each card, Courtney or Court. That's how
Every time Chris would give me a clue, the clue started with
JD.
Yeah. Every single clue, he felt he needed to require my attention, even though I knew he had 60 seconds to go.
That's part of the mind melt. I lock in when I say the name. I lock in.
You made me laugh half the time.
I'm basically Tom Cruise in Top Gun, locked in.
sir. You're not Tom. The only time you're Tom. I was gonna say you're not Tom Cruise anywhere, but there is a place that you have been Tom Cruise.
Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
Which were you thinking?
Oh, I'm thinking of I'm thinking the end of a certain movie.
What movie?
Whatchamacallit, Ben Stiller. At the end of Dodgeball.
My milkshake brings all the girls down.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Quiz time.
Okay.
My number one favorite movie scene of all time. Go.
I don't know. It's just
Yes, you do.
Goodfellas through the kitchen.
No. It was a 90s movie. Something that you are often.
Are you trying to say I'm high?
Well, the movie is Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah. Your favorite movie moment. Okay, when and also he's in Good Will Hunting.
He is, and he's also Rip in Yellowstone.
And he's also the bad guy in what's that? Fast and Furious 2. He was the bad guy.
Has there been like 20 Fast and Furiouses now?
I think 9, but yeah.
That was a great movie scene
But
when he went to stand up.
And
now and shook his head and sat back down.
Yeah. I you said movie scene. So
Greatest movie montage of all time. Go.
Montage?
Want to hear mine?
Rocky 4 is one of them. Rocky 1 is also in the top 5. Rocky 4 and Rocky 1 both have 2 of the best montages.
Do you want to hear mine?
Go ahead.
Little Big League. When they start winning.
I went from Rocky
and
Academy Award to you're like, remember in Little Big League?
Do you remember the montage?
I wouldn't say it's the best in top 5.
No, it's in my top 5.
Okay, your top 5.
Because the songs is like
it was
I did run around Sue. Yeah, I was getting to it. I'm better at music than you.
Oh my god. That's another stop. That's the other thing that we do is whenever we hear a song, we go, "Oh, I know which movie that's in."
Yeah. I know lyrics better than you.
Or which TV show that's in. That's debatable. Or which TV show.
That's a bumpy road you want to go down. I know lyrics better than
you. No, we know soft rock. And
I know all lyrics.
Classic rock. I know pop punk. You know country. So, and the reason we know soft rock is because the only thing that we were allowed to listen to at night in our room was B101.
Which always killed the game.
So
B101 I still listen to B101 today.
Yeah, so that's why the soft rock is always going to be ingrained in our minds because we heard them every night. We're listening to them every night.
I can't even call you anymore to say, "Hey, did you hear this song?" Because you ruined the song and you told me some dark background of the song.
Most famously, Under the Bridge.
Yeah.
Chris used to jam out to Red Hot Chili Peppers' Under the Bridge.
It's a great song. Until
we jammed out together. And then halfway through, I said, "Hey, you know the song's about shooting heroin underneath the bridge?" And then you should have seen the way it's like I punched him in the stomach. It's just like I walked up to him and he didn't know me. I was a total stranger and I punched him in the stomach and walked away.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that that song, and then you made it real dark.
Mom ruined the song for you.
Yeah. Only the good die young.
Yeah. What's that about?
It's about something.
About losing your virginity.
What? But why? Why are songs ruined? Why do I have to know the backstory? I just like the song. You ruined another song. Oh, what was the song? I was listening to it. I was like, Judy, have you ever heard this? And you're like this. Oh yeah, that's about such and such doing such. And I'm like, okay, I don't need to know that.
What's that Third Eye Blind song?
Oh,
Semi-charm kind of.
yeah.
You were jamming out this semi-charm kind of life. I say, you know, the song's about doing meth, right?
I doubt that one. I still want to Google that one.
I can Google it right now.
Because
we have the time. We have the time.
But I don't think that song is about that.
Which song?
Semi-charm kind of life, baby. That is not. Oh no, Judy. Uncle Cracker Drift Away. Ruined that for me.
That wasn't me.
Yes, it was.
Nope.
Do you know the song Drift Away though? From Uncle Cracker?
I want something else to get me through. Something else to get me through this semi-charm kind of life.
It's not about meth.
Yes, it is. Semi-charm life about. Third Eye Blind, Stephen Jenkins himself has said that the song is about crystal meth addiction, among other things.
Oh. Well, shit, sir.
I was just watching that the other day. After we talked, and you were like, "Oh, you know, Chris's favorite episode of Workaholics is the Chupacabra."
Yeah.
Mikey said, "What's that?" And I put it on.
It's a great episode.
And it is a great episode. I watched it, and that's when they went through on the hoverboard into the neighbors.
We're going into small claims court. Well, there's enough for big claims court, and I'm a lawyer. Well, fuck.
Well, is it well fuck or well shit, sir?
Well, shit. It might be shit.
Because they did stick to Comedy Central standards.
I think they bleep them.
They do. Yeah. No, I don't know. I haven't watched Workaholics on regular TV in like 10 years. I've always watched Workaholics on like Hulu or Hulu.
Well, I'm trying to think. Best
Workaholics episode?
Yeah, it's Chupacabra.
There's been a lot. I like when they go back in time to 2005.
Yeah, that one's funny.
And Durs is the RA, and he's like taking everything from them.
Yeah.
That's a great episode. Or when the best episode, when they wake up and Blake is passed out on the other neighbor's roof.
Yeah, he's like this. I don't know.
And they are still drunk. And so Adam says,
he's like, I gotta keep this high level.
That's when they realized they left Alice all the voicemails when they were drunk.
Yeah.
And they knew they had to beat him there so that Alice wouldn't hear her messages.
And they make it all the way there. And that night they're like this. How come? That's the best one yet.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching or listening to our first show. We're gonna try to do this every week. Yeah. We both have, pretty busy lives, but we're gonna try to do this weekly.
Definitely.
But the hour flies by, my friend.
Yes, it does.
But I gotta let you go to I hear you being called downstairs.
Yeah.
Have fun.
All right, I'll see you.
I'll see you.